Welcome to MojoPlays. Today, we're looking at 10 big mistakes devs left in games. They're not bugs, they're features. Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Missing No, Pokemon Red and Blue. It can be a little complicated to get this glitch to work, but if you know what to do, you'll be able to trigger it easily enough and encounter one of the most sinister Pokemon in the series. Missing No is a glitchy, L-shaped mess of a creature that appears because of how Red and Blue were programmed, and if you fight it on Cinnabar Island, it'll multiply the 6th item in your inventory. This means you can easily farm it and get an endless amount of whatever consumable you choose. Then, in 2017, almost 20 years after Red and Blue, players were given the ability to transport Pokemon into Sun and Moon, where they could break the game all over again. "10,000 Watermelons", The Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion. It's not exactly difficult to break a Bethesda game. Them being broken is part of the appeal, after all. But Oblivion featured one particularly hilarious glitch enabling players to endlessly duplicate items. The most popular item to dupe was watermelons, which led to one player spawning 10,000 watermelons to his location to see how the game would handle it. The answer is, of course, not very well. The watermelon video became widely popular, with an endless barrage of watermelons raining onto Cyrodiil from above and tumbling down the mountains. Still, at least you'll never have to worry about getting your 5 a day again. Tiny Titan, Madden NFL 15.
He gets the full speed right away, and he is a dynamic thrower. Room to work.
Christian Kirksey is a 6'2" linebacker for the Cleveland Browns, unless you play him in Madden 15, where the glitch renders the character model at a minuscule 14 inches tall. Despite his small size, Kirksey's stats aren't reduced at all, meaning the Tiny Titan is still capable of holding his own. When the glitch was discovered, however, EA thought it was so funny that they didn't patch it out.
I was always this small, but once I got to high school, I hit a growth spurt. Well, my coach seen my athletic ability, and as soon as he seen what I could do on the field, I just immediately started helping the defense out, making plays. You can't measure a man by his height.
This is the exact opposite problem another EA Sports game, FIFA 12, had upon release, where goalkeepers became 10 times bigger. Again though, they retained their stats, so being able to cover the entire goal didn't make them better players. Faceless characters, Assassin's Creed Unity. Plagued by the pressure of an annual release cycle combined with enormous ambition, Assassin's Creed Unity was the fall from grace AC was always going to have at some point. Though its story was okay and the design of revolutionary Paris was great, Unity was absolutely full of glitches, plenty of them game-breaking. But aside from the non-stop frame rate issues, Unity had one particularly notorious bug. Characters' faces disappeared, leaving just floating eyes, mouths, and wigs. Ubisoft eventually patched out the face glitch, but it's remarkable something this insane managed to make it into the finished game at all. Though, we use the word finished loosely. Land Swimmers, The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. Have you ever wanted to go swimming only to be put off by the hassle of having to go to a pool, get changed, and actually swim? If this is the case, you may want to move to Skyrim, where you're able to swim without any water at all.
Still here. You lead, I'll follow.
This strange glitch saw the world's NPCs lift off and swim through the air without a care in the world, and depending on what mods you've got installed, it can happen to you as well. The bizarre problem left players looking everywhere for a way to fix it, sometimes by uninstalling mods, and sometimes by tweaking the frame rate. But of course, Bethesda never tried to patch it out. Allan, Please Add Details. Hitman, Blood Money. Agent 47 is sent to Vegas to take out a corrupt CIA agent, but while there, he came across something he never expected, a lobster crate with a very strange message. If you get into the Shark Club kitchen, you'll be able to interact with this crate, which has the description, "Allan, please add details." Allan must have completely missed this message from a fellow developer because those details remained non-existent. Far from being embarrassed, however, the message became an Easter egg in later Hitman titles.
Arm yourself appropriately, my mutant adversary, and we'll commence.
If that's what you want.
The out-of-map glitch. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. For as long as gamers have existed, they've been trying to glitch out of the map, and few franchises are as good for this as Call of Duty. During the Charlie Don't Surf story mission in 2007's Modern Warfare, if you do a tricky bit of platforming across some broken walls and onto a roof, you're able to get out of bounds. You won't find an awful lot out there, just some empty buildings for scenery and, strangely, a lone turret. The glitch was fixed for Modern Warfare Remastered, but luckily, there are still other ways to get out of the map if you really want. Don't look away. Sherlock Holmes, Nemesis. This isn't necessarily a mistake because it's what the devs intended, but perhaps thinking this was a good idea was the real mistake all along. While solving a case as iconic detective Sherlock Holmes, you're of course accompanied every step of the way by Watson, except they decided not to animate Watson walking, instead having him teleport around the map. The kicker is he only does this when you aren't looking, creating a very sinister Slender-like experience. Luckily, Frogwares has a sense of humor, and even preserved this feature in the remastered version of the game, as well as referencing it in a trailer for 2014's Crimes and Punishments. Headless CJ, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. You may have encountered this weird glitch if you played San Andreas through local co-op back in the day. If player 2 gets their hands on a katana, they can behead player 1. Then, if player 1 quits co-op and goes back to the single-player campaign, CJ will be playable without his head for the rest of the session. And it's not just that he's headless, his severed neck will continuously spurt blood for as long as you play. Unfortunately though, CJ's head will mysteriously return to his body during cutscenes and if you restart the game. If you want to complete a whole run without a head, you'll have to repeat the co-op exploit as often as it takes.
Jump into ocean.
All your base are belong to us. Zero Wing. Translating is a difficult job, and sometimes mistakes get made. One of the most famous translation errors of all time appeared in the Japanese game Zero Wing and its poor English localization when it was ported to the Sega Genesis. You'd be forgiven for thinking this line is the only hilarious mistake to appear, but in fact, all the written dialogue seems like it's been run through Google Translate and then through a blender for good measure. But despite Zero Wing's notoriety, these hilarious mistranslations were never fixed, adding to the charm of the game and the longevity of the meme.
All your base are belong to us.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.